Can fat people do the insanity workout? Well, the short answer is yes, but of course the devil is in the details. I want to start off by telling you that this series is going to be divided up into 3 videos. The first video, which you're watching right now, is going to deal with assessment and preparation for the Insanity program. I'm going to tell you what you need to do to prepare for what is going to be ultimately a life-altering experience for you. Video number 2 is going to just deal with the fitness test. I'll probably demonstrate a little bit of it and talk about that a little bit. And part 3 will be really dealing with the workout and dealing with the experience and what you might be going through and how to adjust to it. Okay. Some of you may want to skip right to video 3 when it's posted. And if you're already doing the Insanity program, I recommend that. Little disclaimer, I'm not a Beachbody coach, and I'm not affiliated with the company in any way. I'm simply just a guy who did the Insanity program, had amazing results, and thought I could do a series of videos that would be helpful for people who are obese in particular. Let's just take a look at my results real quick. These pictures that you're looking at right now were actually taken around the first week I did Insanity of March in 2012. At that time, I was completely living a sedentary lifestyle, a heavy smoker, recreational drinker, to say the least, and just on the way to killing myself in general. The first round, I lost about 24 pounds. I went on to do Insanity the Asylum, when I lost about 11 pounds in a month doing that one. And I did another round of Insanity sometime after that and lost the rest of the weight. So within a year period, I lost about 65 pounds through this program. And so at this point, I'm probably at the halfway mark, in terms of meeting my ideal weight. Well, of course, I get asked all the time, what is Insanity? Well, Insanity essentially is a 60-day extreme fitness program based on the concept of max interval training. So what is max interval training? Take a look at the graph I just put up on the screen. Okay, if you look at the traditional cardio portion, you can see clearly that it functions by utilizing a paradigm based on moderate exercise with short bursts of energy. You can essentially juxtapose max interval training against that, because it essentially flips it on its head. So the way Insanity basically works is you have several things called circuits, and within those circuits you have 3 sets, and those are 3.5-minute sets of extreme cardio and then 30 seconds of rest. So obviously, when assessing whether or not this program is for you, you want to consider your own health history, and you're probably going to want to consult with your doctor if there are any questions in that area. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, if you have any heart problems, knee problems, back problems, hip problems, etc., it's very likely this program is not for you. There are other programs that you can do. I haven't really done that many other ones. Power 90, Zumba, some of the Jillian Michaels stuff may be more appropriate for you. The other thing in assessing the program is your personality type. Insanity is an extreme, aggressive workout, and of the many Shaun T personas that exist, he sort of assumes the role of kind of a drill sergeant archetype in this particular workout. So people that know me know that I kind of take everything in my life to the extreme, so it's probably no surprise that I was drawn to this as opposed to some other things. All right, let's talk about what equipment you're going to need in order to do this workout. Let's start from the ground floor up. You're going to need matting, some type of exercise mat. You can get them at Dick's, sometimes like Target and places like that. I actually invested in some very expensive professional mats that I use myself, but wood floor, cement floor, it's just not going to cut it. This is a very, very high impact workout, and you're really putting yourself at risk for injury if you're not doing it on some kind of matting. Okay, number 2, let's talk about sneakers. You're going to need high quality sneakers. If you're flat-footed, you might want to, put some inserts in there, some things like that. I had to actually special order my own sneakers because I'm wide-footed. But it's very important to have, I would say, a brand new sneaker when you're starting this program. Give it to yourself as a reward for even starting the program. That's what I did. Okay, the next thing that is very essential, especially if you're obese or overweight or out of shape in any way, is a heart rate monitor. I did not do a day of the Insanity workout without the heart rate monitor. That's essentially going to tell you where you need to be in order to start burning calories, and it's going to tell you when you're going too far. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, in the beginning when I was using this heart rate monitor, it didn't take very long, 20-30 seconds, I was at my max, and I had to stop. By the end of the workout, the 60 days, I was able to go a good 2 minutes without maxing out. So it's great for progression, it's great for safety. I think it's basically something that should be required for this particular program. Okay, I also think that you're going to enjoy having some yoga equipment for certain parts of the Insanity workout. So I went and bought myself a yoga mat. These are pretty inexpensive. You can get them at Target for like $10, $12, something like that. And you might want to use those for the recovery routines. Also, I used a yoga block on a daily basis. So when you do the beginning of the workout, you do like a 9-minute warm-up, which is pretty brutal, and then you do a stretch. In the beginning, I was doing the poses by having the block totally upright like this. And what I found is that yoga blocks have 3 levels. So if you're really, really not flexible and you're a big person, you're going to need to pose like this sometimes. Then you sort of graduate to level 2, and you can pose like this. Then finally level 3. Right? And now I'm at the point, I'm proud to say, where I actually don't need the yoga block anymore. But it's going to give you better form. In some cases, it may be something that allows you to do stretches in a much safer way. And it's also another way to map your progression, so I highly recommend that. And another few miscellaneous things that you may want. Let's just talk about water bottles. I mean, you're probably going to want to get as big of a water bottle as you possibly can. Make sure it's made out of a safe material that's not toxic, of course, and all that. But when I was doing the Insanity workout with my friends, we actually just got a cooler that we were just using all the time, because a standard water bottle was not going to cut it for this. Don't use sports drinks when you're doing this. You're going to get very dehydrated, and there's a lot of stuff in there that's not good for you. You also may want to have ice on hand for after the workout for soreness. Ibuprofen. I use Bengay for muscle soreness sometimes too. We can get into some of that. If you have any questions, just let me know. But that's just a few things that might help you out as well. Alright, so we have to spend a little bit of time talking about diet. I know you're not going to want to hear this, but 80% of your success on this program is going to be contingent upon how you approach your diet. Your diet should look something like this. It should be 40% carbs, 40% protein, and 20% fat. So let's translate that to real terms. What that means is, essentially, when we're talking about carbs, we're talking about complex carbohydrates, not white flour based carbohydrates. When we're talking about proteins, we're talking about lean proteins. Okay, and when we're talking about fats, we're talking about healthy fats like nuts and natural peanut butter, things like that. Okay, also you're gonna have to eat 5-6 times a day on this program. If you go on some crazy 1400 calorie a day anorexic style diet, you're going to find yourself in an incredible emotional and physical tailspin, and you'll probably never have a chance of even completing this program. I also want to recommend the Lose It app for smartphone. This is an incredible application that I used all through Insanity, and I still continue to use this day. And this actually tracks, based on barcode information, all the nutritional information for whatever product you're consuming. So it'll also give you weekly summations of your consumption of calories and carbs and fats. It'll also calculate how many calories you should be getting in your diet based on your weight and your height and your age. And it also accounts for whatever exercise you do. So this is an incredible app, and I definitely recommend that you use this throughout the program. I just want to say something about supplements. In my first round of insanity, I actually didn't use any supplements whatsoever. I do, however, use them now. But in my experience, there is no more just ridiculous and dishonest industry that you can think of more than the supplement industry. You have to realize, like, none of these things are FDA approved. There's no real serious scientific inquiry into most of these supplements, and the person trying to sell them to you always seems to have some monetary interest in mind when they're selling them to you. And it's like you've got to realize you're at a very vulnerable stage when you're doing a program like this. If you've been sedentary and you haven't really been exercising, you're going to start to feel really, really run down, and you're really susceptible to suggestion. In the best case scenario, you take a supplement, it works. Maybe you take a supplement, it doesn't do much. Worst case scenario, it could be something that's really dangerous for you. So I want you to approach supplements with a high degree of skepticism and do a lot of research before you buy something. However, I am going to call out one supplement, and that's this, Muscle Milk. And I'm going to point this out because you can buy this stuff anywhere. This stuff is total garbage. I mean, it's low quality protein. It's not good for you if you're trying to lose weight. It's just it's just not a beneficial supplement whatsoever. So I would totally avoid that. Okay, well, that covers most of what you need to know in order to prepare for insanity. Obviously, if there's any interest in these videos that I'm posting, I'll definitely make videos just on diet and just on supplements and things like that, because, that's not something that you can really just give a brief summation of and be complete in your thoughts in a video like this. My final thoughts, though, are don't skip any workouts. That's one thing I wanted to tell you. It's a slippery slope, especially if you've been, sort of out of the fitness game for a while. I never skipped a single workout all through the 60 days. And as far as cheat days, in terms of your diet, same thing. Be very careful. I cheated 2 times during the 60 days. I had a little tiny ice cream cone on day 30, and I had a piece of pizza on day 60. And those are my 2 big sins for that particular time period of my life. And then finally, find a friend, or a group of friends to do this with you. Figure out what the best time of day is to work out for you, if you're a morning person or if you're afternoon, night person, whatever, you can manage. But it's going to be something that will bring you together with other people, and you can also help keep each other accountable throughout the program, because if you do follow through on this, and especially if you are someone who is obese or overweight, you're in for a major ass kicking, and you'll hopefully some of you will thank me for it later. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So I'll get video 2 up, and that we'll talk about the fitness test. Okay, so thanks for watching, and check out my my blog, theshrinkingguitarist.wordpress.com. Okay, thanks.